Welcome back to the O Show. Today, we are going to be talking to James Heckman. He is the CEO of RTB. And as most of you know, I am a content creator on RTB as well, or The Street. They're kind of the same company, but different, but the same. And it's just a whole lot of fun over there. There's a lot of really great creators. So I wanted to invite James to come on to kind of talk about the Web3 platform RTB. James, first off, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Just finishing the summer here in Whistler and have a lot of our crew here for a off-site. So everything's good. How about you, Wendy?
I am doing great. I am in the beautiful Los Angeles, California, and we are just enjoying the very, very hot summer here. But let's go ahead and get straight into it. Talk to us a little bit about RTB. It is a Web3 platform, a lot of different content creators, but I kind of want to know the inspiration behind it and really just give us like an overview.
Yeah. I've been building digital media platforms since, the mid-90s. Was one of SoftBank's first CEOs and really Web 1, Web 2, SoftBank, Intel, Microsoft got behind me. And, we built the first blogging platform, the first social platform, sold, a couple of them to Yahoo, went to News Corp, architected really in the same model, Hulu, which is Spotify and Netflix. And really the model is that, people like you, people like The Street, the NHL, past clients are, Yahoo, History Channel, Sports Illustrated, The Street. A media company or a digital reporter like yourself, they need a big infrastructure. They need scale. They need access to advertising. They need access to subscription. They need access to distribution. And that's really hard. And really what you should be focused on is your content. And so, we built the first large-scale, full-stack digital media platform in the 90s. And then about every few years, we'll build a new one with new technology. And so we've gone from the biplane to now, our latest, which is Web3. I partnered with a guy named I.L. Herzog. You probably know he's the founder of Bancor. He's the inventor of decentralized finance, automated market making. Also built one of the first social platforms, the first video platform before YouTube. So we brought together our, Microsoft engineers, our Israeli engineers that came out of Bancor, and put together a platform, really is not competitive with Twitter or TikTok or Spotify or YouTube. Those are open platforms, and really social media platform. Literally dogs have Instagram pages and Twitter pages, right? So, really, I know that you see the brand Roundtable. So RTB is, really the digital version of Roundtable. We curate and handpick the very best, like you, right? Like Mariana Fall and Scott Melker and The Street and the top 32 NHL websites. We'll be rolling out major announcements very soon. And I think, the key to Web3, in other words, the move from Web 2 to Web 3, is not only we handpick the elite in the industry who bring their own following, because we don't want to compete with Elon Musk or Instagram or Zuckerberg with that multi-trillion-dollar industry of social. This is a premium media experience, handpicked and curated. And so, back when I was at News Corp, when we launched Hulu, we knew we couldn't compete with YouTube. There's no chance, right? So we did is put premium partners together like Disney and Fox and Discovery, and we created a network of the most elite. And so that really has been the business model for me over the last 25 years. Crypto's emerging, and we're able to bring audience from The Street and Yahoo and MSN, our syndication partners, to you. It's very difficult to have a social domain and get picked up by Apple News or Google or Yahoo or Fortune or Forbes or Apple News. So we're bridging Web3, which has been a niche for the last decade, and mainstream investors and viewers. So the consumer opportunity is to reach people who have great depth of knowledge, like you and Mariana Fall and Scott Melker and your other partners in this. And we're introducing it to a mainstream audience who may have never bought Bitcoin, or maybe that's the only thing they bought. And they bought through an ETF because their broker said 5% should be in crypto. But really, to have great understanding, we need minds like yours to be converged to mainstream. And we're that bridge. We syndicate to Yahoo, reach over 90 million investors there, over 30 million investors in The Street, over 200 million investors worldwide with MSN. And being part of that ecosystem if we're going to kind of get off the floor of the 5 to 7 million who've been doing this for a number of years, we need to reach the 7-figure investors. And, I think in North America, there's probably 30, 40 million of those. So I covered a lot, but it really is an elite network, a round table, if you will, in a single platform.
Okay, I have some other questions for you, but we're going to go through those super fast because most of my audience, they're the TikTokers. They like short and sweet answers, okay? Are you ready?
Go faster. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm just giving you a hard time. So really, what was the challenge when kind of pulling from your Web 2 experience to Web 3? Because let's face it, these Web 2 media companies, they've been around forever. They have a large amount of followers. Plus, we had that big fallout from the crypto contagion last cycle. So what was the biggest challenge in putting together RTB?
It's really the technology. The key differentiator for us historically is to be able to go to major media and say, we can offer something that nobody else can. With all the deplatforming and the restricting in distribution and even demonetization, which is an indirect form of censorship, right? Mm-hmm. We needed to offer crypto journalists and other journalists the ability to not get censored, keep their own data, have transparency, and get paid in real time, see how much money they're making. And as you know, in social, it's a black box, right? That technology, I needed a Web3 specialty team. And so we're working with this team out of Israel, out of Tel Aviv, run by Eyal Herzog, who's really, I think, one of the biggest geniuses in the history of, the crypto industry. You remember, obviously, what he did at Bancor. Mm-hmm. And so I think bridging our Web 2 UX with blockchain protection and monetization, I actually needed to go outside of our engineering team and find an expert.
No, that makes total sense because, again, I create content on a lot of different platforms and I have to restrict what I say depending on what platform I am. So it's kind of hard to take my YouTube content and put it on TikTok. But on X, I can say anything. So it's good to hear that RTB, the team at RTB, you share the same ethos as I do, that people should be able to communicate and to say what's on their mind and not have to worry about being demonetized, etc. So as far as the, because you mentioned a little bit about monetization, is that the secret sauce over at RTB?
It's the secret sauce. As the guy who ran the biggest ad coalition on the planet when I was running strategy at Yahoo, there is a conspiracy, I helped put it together, where Google, DFP, which is the ad serving, the agencies and the major media brands have taken all the top CPM advertising and they're sharing it among 30 or 40 media brands. The only way that free speech can be preserved is to have our own monetization ecosystem. And so we launched out of a Swiss DAO from the Bancor founders, RTB. It's on Uniswap. We want you to have the ability that no matter what you say, Wendy, which may offend some people. You've not offended anybody before, have you?
Oh gosh, I've lost count.
Okay. Well, look, we want to make sure that if the CEO of Kellogg's is offended at your political views or what you think about currency or money printing, whatever, you can still look at your videos and click a cash out button. And it doesn't even go through agencies. So to support free speech, supporting RTB is a way to do it. And you can have your fans can even tip you in real time. So it's a secret sauce, but I'd say 2.5 years of engineering to track your content in real time, to figure out how much money you're making per video, per story, per comment, have it all aggregated in real time and reach millions of people on the blockchain and store all your content and your users. It's really hats off to Doug and D-Web's engineering team out of Tel Aviv. And hopefully to keep you guys, out of fear of what you say, and you could just kind of tell the truth and still make money.
Awesome. Well, what can we expect in the future from RTB? Because I heard a little bit before that you mentioned got some major announcements. It sounds like this is your baby. You guys have been spending a lot of time on it. I love being a partner over at RTB, but what can we really expect in the future? And why should my audience, the O Army, why should they head over to RTB and see what's going on?
Well, listen, I think there's a real danger of AI because the problem with AI is it's not actually intelligence. It's actually being programmed. So you've got people that are telling it what to say. I play games with it every night and ask them questions that I know are wrong and I know what they're going to answer. And then I go, here's actually what happened. And then they admit it. So I think that we're shifting to a period in world history where human trust, notwithstanding fake humans from AI, but human trust is going to be at the greatest premium in history, right? So because AI is going to be lying, or it's going to give a version of whoever's behind that message. But they know you. They may not like you, and maybe they don't want to listen to you. But what we're doing is we're curating trusted intellectuals, trusted experts, trusted crypto visionaries, engineers, historical figures, even sports reporters that know the players. My role in life is to bridge you with people who are interested in what you have to say, but not let people come in and just sign up, which is what social is. Social is great. It's a $1 trillion industry, but our job is to curate great minds. I'm really excited that you're part of this, but really look for the human element while everybody's running to AI. We're going to go the other way. That makes sense.
No, it totally does. And that's one of the things that I've talked to my audience about is there's always someone that's programming the initial AI or the bot or I'm creating that technology, and every single human being, and we've seen this throughout history, I don't know one human being that is not completely biased on or unbiased on everything. There's things that I'm biased on as well, things that I feel very strongly about. So it's kind of important to pay attention to that when you're using a specific technology, just in my personal opinion. So, all right.
Well, the thing that you're saying, and I know I'm going along, is the U.S. jury system is perfect. They have a prosecutor and they have defense. And they both have diametrically opposed views. The problem with AI and the problem with a single destination source like the New York Times or CNN or Fox News is they're delivering something as if it's the truth, but it's really their truth.
Right.
And so I think a smart consumer will listen to one side, a second side, maybe 4 sides, and hear those truths and make up their own mind. And we want to empower that.
I absolutely love that. And one of the things I always tell my audience all the time is hear what I say, but listen to yourself. And that basically means let me just talk out of the side of my neck. I'm going to make great points. I'm going to bring a very strong perspective about certain things. But at the end of the day, I want them to go ahead and research and hear a separate perspective, somebody that thinks the exact opposite, because when we do that, we stimulate our minds, we exercise our brains, and then that person is able to listen to themselves and come up with a scenario that makes the best sense for them and their families and their livelihood. Because at the end of the day, my goals, hopes, and dreams are going to be a lot different than most of you. And James, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us about Roundtable. And again, to the O Army, all the links will be down below. You can find me. We've got custom articles there. I'll be interacting with you. And it's just a really great place to talk and interact and get a lot of different perspectives in a Web3 manner.
We're such big fans of yours. I only want to know, can you play that guitar?
I cannot play that guitar. My daughter can, though.
Wonderful. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.